Don't forget to hit that like button, share, and subscribe for more tokusatsu content, and I thank you for your continued support. Yo, what's going on YouTube? This is your boy Kamen Spike 2.0 back again once again. And today, people, we're here for Super Space Sheriff Gavan episode 5, and we got another Bushido episode. We get to return to our universe where we met our boy Setsuna, aka Gavan Bushido, and in this episode we see that his commanding officer, his commissioner lady, has been kidnapped by this alien dude who has like the power to use his hair to attack, but he's kidnapped by her. She's kidnapped by him, and turns out she was framed, like she got set up essentially by two other dudes within the Setsuna's administration, which is weird because her being a woman, she's actually pretty famous. And it turns out she has a name called Full Metal Ammo, where she was just like one of the greatest like soldiers out there. Like she was like really legit. So since she was like one of the greatest soldiers out there, even the guys that, even in the beginning of the episode where we see like them actually stopping some guys from doing a illegal Imo-gear deal, one of the arrestees, one of the dudes getting arrested actually looks and says, "Hey, that's Full Metal Ammo." Well, look who it is. I'm like, yo, who is this lady? Was she a Gavan or something like that? Like, and also, I really do feel like this episode had a bunch of Full Metal Alchemists. I feel like the boss dude was a Full Metal Alchemist reference, and then because he looked like Ed. He legit looked like Ed. Like he had Ed's blonde hair. He had the red coat. Only thing he had the black the black underclothing. Only thing he was missing was the white gloves. And then the lady, our commissioner lady, her former name was Full Metal Ammo. Like, come on, like this. There's gotta be, I don't know. That's my phone. I don't know if I'm tripping or not. But seriously, like that had to be some type of Full Metal Alchemist reference. Man, I'm good, maybe. But he was a weird dude. Apparently, he only kidnapped her because he wanted to lead out Bushido, Setsuna, so he could take the swords the dual wielding swords away from Setsuna. And they wanted to take these swords away from him and add them to his collection, because apparently he could open Maku space, and he had his own little Maku space full of like swords that he's like stolen all throughout like the universe, right? So man, like this has to be like, this was really dope. I like the fact that he wasn't even like part of the whole getting rid of the whole illegal Imo-gear trafficking thing. He wasn't even part of that. He was just another guy with his own scheme, his own thing he had going on. Like he wasn't even part of that at all. He was just like, hey, I want those swords. He said, he's just a sword nut. And then so we see Setsuna, he ends up coming up there. He decides that he's gonna give him the swords, right? So he gives him the swords, and the guy, classic, betrays him. He basically gets his hair. He basically gets his hair, captures Setsuna, but then the Setsuna's Imo-gear ends up saving the commissioner. The commissioner ends up saving herself, and then she ends up fighting the dude and setting him free, fighting the dude, setting Setsuna free, and then she ends up grabbing the two swords, and then Setsuna comes in and saves her with another sword that Reiji gave him. Excuse me, that Reiji gave him. So now they all get ready to fight him, and then that's when Reiji shows up, and then Reiji comes in, fights those guys off a little bit, and then him and then Setsuna and the commissioner have a little one-on-one talk and everything. They make up and all that jazz, and then he goes off, and then now we got two Gavans fighting our hair dude and our monster this time. But it's the same. It's still like it's still like one of the regular monsters, but it got claws this time. Instead of big punchies, it's got big clawies. So they're fighting him and fighting him and fighting him. They ended up defeating the monster, defeating him, and actually destroying the Maku space full of all the swords. So it's just like, when you destroy it, like, are all the swords gone? Have all the swords been destroyed? Or did you just break the connection to that part? You know, or did you just break the connection so now they can't go over there? Is that what happens? I don't know. Cause all those swords, bro. Like, come on, dude. All them swords gonna go to freaking waste, or just gonna sit there and rot forever, you know? But yeah, I'm a big sword guy, so I'm just thinking, like, these swords were stolen. Take them back home. But yeah, but after that, we see that the commissioner is now finally really happy to meet Reiji, and she wants to talk to him, like the second Gavan. She calls him second Gavan and all that stuff, and she really wants to talk to him. So yeah, then we end up splitting to Kiki and Koto, and I guess Kiki and Koto are trying to figure out a way to, you know, get to other universes, or trying to find some way to get interdimensional energy and stuff like that. And then they try to do it, and then all the lights in the freaking ship turned off, and then she starts eating chocolate aggressively. But yeah, and then the next episode we're going back to Kiki and Koto's universe, so we're gonna see Gavan Luminous again. That's gonna be dope. But yeah, also I wonder what happened to the guys that ended up, like, setting her up, like the two guys that were part of, you know, Setsuna's administration. Like, what's gonna happen to them? Because those guys, like, set her up and got her kidnapped and all that jazz. So, like, I hope something happens to them. I hope they find out, because that was actually really sleazy. These two random dudes that didn't like her, you know. I'm just like, that's weird. but yeah, this episode was actually pretty good, nice, straightforward, to the point. I do love seeing Reiji and Setsuna like team up and stuff like that. And I love Setsuna. I haven't, like, always learning, like, a new lesson and stuff. Like, he learned a new thing where he's like, I will call this the way of the Gavan. And then Reiji's like, all right, cool, I'm gonna start saying that too. That's dope. But yeah, I'm just ready for, in the next episode we're gonna see Kiki and Koto. But I'm really ready for I'm really ready to see all three of them to actually team up. I'm really ready to see that. You know, I think we may get that. I think we might start getting stuff like that, like, once we start hitting, like, the double digits. Like, we start hitting the double digits and stuff like that. But man, oh man, I'm really looking forward to seeing how we're gonna start, like, having all three of them team up and stuff. Because if we're gonna have all three of them team up, that means, like, somebody's gonna have to go with Reiji to somebody else's universe, and I think that's gonna be a thing too. But yeah, guys, what you guys think about this episode of Super Space Sheriff Gavan and Infinity? And yeah, if you made it this far in the video, I thoroughly do appreciate it. But yeah, make sure to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. As rumors always say, stay henshined.
Yeah, the shining golden sign.